First off on the attack is Cloud9 with an aggressive push towards this beast-shaped hallway and move into the beast right block.
I mean, TenZ just flies past that turret, no threat to him. There's two on the backside towards Boathouse. babybay and Rawkus gonna kick things off for FaZe Clan. But the attackers are there and in position. babybay survives long enough to find 3. It's all down to Relyks. The last man standing, but 30 HP. Spike's been picked up. Relyks is stuck in a spot, unlikely to escape, right up on top of the box hands of babybay as the Jet.
So moving forward right now, it is going to be another slow start for Cloud9, but 2-1 to FaZe in this first half. Things are looking good, at least for them on the defenders. Maybe not into this round, though, as their one player falling short behind on this catwalk as he was picked earlier on from an attempt of an aggressive pick. So Cloud9 still playing it slowly despite them getting that 1-minute advantage. But you can see them slowly starting to creep up here and gather around so they can split towards the A site in the end. But they're about to walk into 3 players that are stacked into that site.
Orb scooped up Corey to pick off TenZ on catwalk, equalizing things at a 4-on-4 with just north of 40 seconds on the clock remaining. We'll need to see some action here from Cloud9, and they're starting to work their way in towards B. You've got the turret sitting sidewalk, so it's spraying bullets down towards Relyks' position. I'll go ahead and use the blast pack to actually work his way in closer. Vice is found to pick off over on Cat. There's the Hunter's Fury coming out from Rawkus, but it's kind of off the mark. They're actually going to be moving up in mid. Relyks slams a rocket straight into the face of Rawkus, and he swallows that one whole. But they have to move so rapidly into the site. ZachaREEE is still here, but there's time to take care of him and get the spike down, but they don't even need it. Relyks will get having people shy away from its utilization. And it was pivotal, but more so on the defense than the attack. Nice move coming in from Jet. They're all blind, flashed back and forth, and it results in TenZ finding a kill onto that operator player. Rawkus with the sidearm able to take him out, but in the meantime, they've lost control of A. Shinobi is on the A site. They're shutting the door, and the spike will be planted.
Spike planted. You
Shinobi on site, and there's the Killjoy ult being popped. That'll make it difficult for them to try to retake, excuse me. And you can see the Omen's already backed off. Corey's able to pick off one and make it out of that bubble in time. And now they have to start from scratch. Breach very far away from the play, all the way up catwalk. And look, they've even got the Molly in position as well, the Nano Swarm to delay even longer. This allows the Breach to get up catwalk and get into a more advanced position. Turret's going to go down, dark cover in position as well. There's one currently sitting in hell. That's going to be Killjoy. Mitch lined up 2. Make it 3 for Mitch. It's now down to just 1. It was looking like a promising retake until Mitch shut it down on the site.
Back. They didn't really play back into the site. They didn't crossfire to hold the spike. They went for a Rolling Thunder and brought the fight back to FaZe Clan, but unfortunately the Rolling Thunder didn't hit it up. Big find though from Corey, but it fails.
I think you should Google Pocket Rocket.
Yeah, it's when he misses rocket. No?
No, I think the
no, not
definition
that.
of Pocket Rocket.
Sorry, I meant Pocket
But
Rocket.
surprising. babybay taking down 2 with the op as you see TenZ fly into position. babybay has TenZ number dialed in. As yet, we have seen TenZ is really struggling in those one-on-one duels with the other Jet. Well, nice ult coming out for Shinobi. That'll allow the spike to be planted. It puts Relyks in an interesting position. Slowly moving in from mid, the opposing Omen all the way back in attacker spawn. Now, Relyks might be able to catch Marved here coming through. It's all about timing. There you go. That's huge, as that allows Relyks to get into a better spot to help out the teammate on the site. There's the nade going down as well. That'll delay a little bit, and perfect. Well executed from Relyks to now sneak into the site and gain control of sidewalk. You've got one player very low on HP. That's babybay as the Jet, and they're starting to work their way in. ZachaREEE will be the first one in. babybay has switched actually off the operator and over to an Odin and is spamming away looking for an opening. Not going to find it, and realizing the round is lost. It's time for babybay to get out of dodge. Does the Omen fall? Yes.
They're battling back into this half. But Cloud9 still shows a lot of positivity in terms of the result here, as 6 rounds on the attack is still very good to start things off in this first match.
Relyks again. Lurking over in B, pulls out the paint shells, and babybay punishes with that operator. Great play thus far. There's the jump peeking in hell over top of the default box. Stops you from hitting your full apex on the leap. So it's not necessarily as easy to hit that shot. Paranoia comes through after ZachaREEE goes down. Quick play coming out from Corey as he hits run it back. And look at the success we come in with Corey on the ult, finding 3.
As they are the duelists for the team for this second half. And it seems to be a similar strategy as Cloud9. Semi-slowly, a little bit slower to start things off, but now as the execution comes in, it's going to be an explosion into the site. Very similar play on the defense too. The defense are holding 2 players into the boathouse now. The retake coming through from the market side, and Relyks gets the first kill onto babybay, but it's traded off here. But it's still going to be now the attacker taking the upper hand. Cloud9 falling down, and FaZe Clan is on a 2 versus 1, but Marved is low on HP. You still have Cloud9 moving forward here from the doorway. It's going to be shinobi waiting to break that door, but that turret is going to do enough to know that he's coming towards that market side. So FaZe Clan are ready.
Blowing up the door, taking out the turret. There's a lot of reasons to believe that shinobi is going to be moving in from this position. Now spotted by the pulse of the recon dart as well. Fires towards close corner, but it's a wide peek from Rawkus that costs him his life. I love this fake TP, but no, shinobi! What happened? In mid, with 3 players playing that spot, you would almost assume that's going to be the play. But right now, you've just got TenZ holding with the op, and there's an early pickoff on Cat, and then they decided to fall back. So it's possible they were just guarding the op. Say the op goes down, they try to scoop it back up and put it in somebody else.
Correct, because Mitch is another opera that they could use as a secondary opera for Cloud9.
Correct, right.
But also,
or even Relyks.
Yeah, and you saw it miles away that pick was going to happen, though. That was going to be won here by TenZ. Because from the first pick, the smoke went all the way in the back of mid, behind Pizza, instead of the archway. So you saw it a mile away after Marv was going to peek towards back mid, that TenZ was going to get that pick. And on top of that, speaking of TenZ, he gets a second one from that catwalk. So he continues to rotate around, and they're going to keep FaZe Clan guessing now on the attack. The unfortunate part, though, is that they're on a 2-man deficit. That means now Corey is going to try to play kind of like what Relyks was doing before as that raise, trying to get an entry, trying to force a rotation on his B side. And as he does, the other 2 players will move into the A side. But is that going to be the case? Because he has such a big number advantage, and you also have an alarm bot on mid side, you don't really need to try to rotate back and forth. So just gamble to your numbers and towards one site.
30 seconds
on a 2
left.
versus 1 on the B side. Here's Corey moving inside as well, but still nobody's really rotating.
I like this move from Corey. Throwing down the flame wall to get in.
Oh, but they're rotating.
The blaze wall, opening them up. But, like, you've still got Vice here. So there's, like, this odd assumption.
Yeah.
And they are low on time. That dark cover is going to fade as they go for the push. As long as they hold team aim, this round's going to end. All they need to do is pick off the spike, and even still, there's not enough time. So that's the way the round... Again, we mentioned it, the op duel has been heavily favoring the defense, and you can see that play out yet again as TenZ gets the first shot out onto the jet. They make their way onto the site, but that's with the run it back. So now the spike is isolated and alone. The rest of the team wasn't actually there. It was just a visage, a ghost, a spirit walking form of the Phoenix. And it's brought us down to a 2-on-4 as a result. Spike lost. Likely round lost. Everyone from Cloud9 here, they'd have to really fumble this round away in order for this to be a win for FaZe.
Such a tough one because you have basically Sova has to stay behind so that he can watch the run it back when you have Corey coming back from the end timer of his ult, or even if he gets killed. But at least he gets an entry on the TenZ. It's a 3 versus 2. They could still battle it back. He still has a curveball into dark cover for a double peek to get it, make it a 2 versus 2. 1 versus 1 is not happening towards the defender side as we have a paranoia being thrown back from the back of the site, and after that, it's going to be the sealed deal. 2 players now moving forward from Cloud9. He's still able to get him dazed, but then on that 1 versus 1, twice probably kept
using both run it back and lockdown coming in from Killjoy. So now they've got the Hunter's Fury and the TP coming out from Omen. They're going to just use as many ults as they can. It's actually brilliantly played. That allows the Omen to get behind enemy lines without the audible clue because of the fact that you're hearing the Hunter's Fury go off. The problem is that everyone else dies, so this doesn't work out so well in the end. It all falls down to the man who triggered that initial play. The Hunter's Fury to mask the sound of the TP. It's Rawkus alone, and Mitch will be there at the back.
Invitational $10,000 prize pool, and we have FaZe Clan start things off, picking up a notch and going aggressively towards the short A to attempt for picks at the A site.
Corey will be the one to lead the charge. but taken down immediately after that is babybay in the Jet duel. Back and forth it goes as Mars picks off Mitch, Vice, TenZ, and Shinobi all chime in as well. Rawkus is like, later, I'm going over to this site, but there's tripwires, there's nanoswarms, there's a turret. There's so much utility because they've gone with that double setup of Cypher and Killjoy. Now they don't have to worry about the nanoswarm as Killjoy is currently watching from the sidelines. The spike will be planted as a result. Reload comes through, knife comes out at the worst possible times. There's TenZ with the punish. That's 3 on the round for the Jet. Again, if we can pull up the scoreboard, we'll take a look actually right now at that agent composition that we were talking about. Because we mentioned, would we see
aggressive shower push, but thankfully he stays alive.
Joke's
FaZe,
over.
now that they have the
You're dead.
weaponry and the guns and they put one low, they're really going to attempt to go for the split. But an early rotation right now for the defenders through the teleporter, and it's still going to be a trade-off towards the A side block.
They go for it. babybay looking for a gap in that smoke. Can't quite find it. A lot of damage coming through, but it's all down to Mitch. Mitch does pick up the kill onto babybay. It's a 1v3. Damage dealt to Cypher. Phoenix also in position on the flank. Sova in the back corner of sight, just holding this line, this exit line from showers. And Mitch likely can't make a play here. This was really well played from Cloud9 early, going for that pinch, but it was masterfully met by FaZe Clan. I love this. The nanoswarm to clear out back sight. There is one there, but doesn't hard clear it enough.
Actually do have a lot of information from a camera playing from the Cypher to try to clear out the A side. But it's still trapwires that's really well placed towards the center so that nobody can really push in. But it's going to be in the shadows instead from a teleporter, so the stack is back towards A. No, it's canceled out. So let's see what happens. Can these two players from Cloud9 hold it?
Corey moving in fast through the U-Haul. Curveball around the corner. There's one inside the vents. Only one kill for Corey, traded out immediately. 3 ults
30 seconds left.
on the 3 players alive. Cloud9, they've got a lot to work with, but it's not working out so well. It's all up to the Cypher. Excuse me, I was speaking of FaZe Clan with the ults. It's all up to the Cypher. That'll be ZachaREEE with the spike in sight, and Shinobi actually clipped.
Gets the kill. So they have to look out for that now for FaZe Clan. And even on top of that, when they don't have that turret there, they have an alarm bot instead. And a camera on top of that too now from Vice. So they're using their utility very well here. Look at that. They have to focus on the left side. Now Mitch hits it on the crossfire on the other side again. So he gets 2 headshots into Corey and babybay. And he's going to be a nuisance right now on the defender side for sure.
ZachaREEE as the Cypher. The Sova behind it. It's Rawkus. Again, looking at a position you don't want to be in. Frequently, it's those 2 left remaining, given that it's Cypher and Sova. It's no surprise, usually staying towards the back play, not being the ones to be up front. Recon dart goes through. Is the shock dart good enough? Yes, it is. Mitch was so low on HP. It comes around the corner. Not much can be done. Double curveball for Relyks. And that'll be a nice follow-up on the Rawkus. It was a curveball from Ray.
Actually almost got a kill. 2 out of 3 got killed. But on this pistol, though, it's still going to be the aggressive play for Cloud9 into the A side, and it's traded off on the 4 versus 4.
Careful now.
Relyks backing off after some initial damage was dealt, going for the self-heal with the hot hands. They get control of this short and they push up, but what they don't realize is Marv's around the corner. Marved able to pick up 2 before finally being taken down, but there's a follow-up port coming in from Rawkus. Oh, that was a little scary. You got Rawkus low on HP and he has to face duel the turret. Drops him down to 10, but Relyks is at full HP. So there's that working for him. The spike is down and very easily picked up. There's a Cypher around the corner. Sova elbow, very low. Does Relyks hard clear this corner? He's got to clear it close. Takes out the trip, spots the elbow, and actually swaps away. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thought maybe I'll get inside the cage. I like the play. And in the ones that they have, it was always double elimination. They had that second opportunity. And in some of those cases, they took advantage of it. And on others, that was it. They lose the first game of the playoffs, they lose the second. And I don't want to say, like, they're not playing well, but Cloud9 is just playing fantastically currently. Corey gets a couple of kills on the site, but taken down quickly by TenZ in the end. It'll be a 3-on-3. TenZ gets aggressive with his position, moves all the way up. And as a result, he'll fall. The spike will be planted, and it'll be a 2-on-3. But now it's all on device. So that aggressive play that came through not exactly the smartest play. Vice almost makes it work, just can't turn it back in time. And even if he finds that kill on babybay, the Cypher is right behind him, knocking on the door. So realistically speaking, that should have... They're split apart pretty heavily. You've got TenZ currently moving in first with the Judge. It's a little scary. We know what he's done with that in the past. Not going to be the case here, as Corey gets the shot off before TenZ can really even react properly. Now again, the spike, though, moving back towards B. You're seeing resources being allocated to that area as well. The Killjoy ult being popped.
Left.
Hot hands going down into Cubby. You've got players back in spawn. The way that these ults are actually piling up, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. There's the shock darts coming in as well. They're trying to gain access to the site, but the defense isn't really hampered by that Killjoy ult. We've talked about this before. At times it's fantastic. Other times it feels almost laughable. Relyks, though, goes big and picks off 2, but it all falls onto Relyks' shoulders. He's now got 3 on the round. Self-healing, but peeks into the blind spray of Corey.
Wow.
It was a Phoenix versus a Phoenix, and in this instance, Corey is able to come out just a bit above Relyks.
We good.
Corey, you still...
TenZ looking for that position in the backside. He's trying so hard, jumping up to try and peek that position out. I feel like we were going to get it, potentially the jumping shot from TenZ. I thought for certain that was going to be it. But not going to be the case now. Again, even strength with 38 seconds left. One of the slower rounds we've seen in this map, potentially even in this series, outside of a few rounds we saw on the first map
30 seconds
on Ascent.
left.
30 seconds left. You hear the call come out as they begin their push into the site. There's the paranoia towards elbow. TenZ will be the one that follows up on that cloud burst to go down as well. Smokes are on the site. The site's been accessed by Cloud9, but the defense is already there, ready to try to defend, but they can't stop it. The first one to go out is Corey, and the first one to go down is also Corey. It's a 5-on-4. Vice picks off 1, but make it 2 for Vice with the bulldog of all things. Relyks might get invested in the timing isn't working out, but no, the low curveball at his feet doesn't make a difference. The breaking ball managed to get him something to work with. Mitch to find the follow-up at the end. 13-8 Cloud9.